All right. Now we're going to do something new. All right. Here's what I want to do. Brady and Luke, you're group 1. Okay. You 3 guys are group 2. You 3 are group 3. You 3 are group 4. So everybody know their group number? Huh? Yeah, very good. Okay. You're a good rememberer. Okay. Let me give you what each group to do. Okay. Now, for each group, I'm going to make I equal to 5%. Okay. I equals 5% for each group. Okay. Group 1, here is what I want you to do. How much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 1 year from now? Okay, go ahead and solve that, group 1. Okay. Group 2, how much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 2 years from now? Okay, that's your problem. Group 3, how much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 3 years from now? And group 4, you can probably guess yours, how much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 4 years from now? And for you folks at home, hey, get a little extra practice. Just solve each one of these. It won't take that long, okay? Let's just roll that music real quick if we can. Won't be too long, but let's go ahead and roll the music. Okay, we're back. That wasn't too hard, was it? I'm not going to solve each one, but the way that you would solve this would be to say P equals F, P slash F, I in. We need to know the present value. You put in $1,000. P slash F, what's the interest rate? And then whatever row you were or group you were in, right? So, what I am asking the first group, let's take a look at it first. I'm saying, let me zoom in there, and if I start writing and it's not on there, tell me. How much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 in 1 year? Okay. What answer did you get, group 1?
952.40.
Say that again, 942?
952.40.
952.40?
Yes.
Right there. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right, second group, I'm asking you, how much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 2 years from now? So that would be right here, correct? All right. Your present value equals what? Now, first of all, before you give me the answer, would we expect this number to be higher or lower than our previous answer? Lower, right. That's correct, because it has more time to grow, correct? More time to build interest. Okay. All right, so what did you get, group 2?
907.
907?
Yep.
Exactly?
Yep.
Okay. 907 and 0 cents. Good. Okay. All right, group 3. What I'm basically asking you is, how much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000? Year 3. Okay. So, group 3. Henry, what'd you get?
863.8.
863.80?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right, group 4. What I'm asking you is, how much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 year 4? And your present value is, Michael?
822.70.
822.70. Okay? Everybody got what we did? And remember, the interest rate was 5% for each one of these situations. Cool? Okay. Any questions on that? That was fun, wasn't it? Okay. Now I want to ask you another question. Okay? And this question is this. How much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 at the end of each of the next 4 years? So what that timeline would look like is this. How much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 at year 1, $1,000 at year 2, $1,000 at year 3, and $1,000 at year 4? Okay? That's the question. Now, read that over, take a look at that timeline, okay? How much do I need to deposit today if I want to draw $1,000 at the end of each of the next 4 years? What I want you to realize is that this timeline and this question is really the total of all these 4 timelines if we squished them together. Does that make sense? Oh, by the way, I should say this. This is very important. I equals 5%. Okay? If I want to know how much I need to deposit today, if I want to withdraw $1,000 at the end of each of the next 4 years, isn't that going to be the total of these 4 answers added together? I don't see the light bulb going on. Is it going on?
Yeah, because you get $1,000 each year on that one.
Yeah. Think about it this way. I need to have that. I would pay that much for something that would pay me $1,000 in 1 year, interest rate 5%. I would pay this much for something that would instead give me $1,000 in 2 years at that interest rate. I would pay this much today for something that would give me $1,000 in 3 years at 5%. And I would pay this much for something that would give me $1,000 in 4 years at interest rate of 5%. So what would I give for something that would do all of that? Pay $1,000 at each of the end of the next 4 years. Wouldn't that be the total of those 4 numbers? Okay, so somebody get out a calculator and let's add up these 4 numbers in purple. Okay, add those numbers up. If you're at home, add those up. Okay. Now, What was the sum of those four numbers?
3545.90.
3545. Is that it? Is that what you said? Okay, that's what I got too. The sum of these four numbers is 354590. So the answer to this question, is 354590. Cool? Does that make sense why that's the answer? Now there's an easier way to do this. And you can see how you can solve this problem by just doing 4 P of F problems, correct? But that gets a little old. What if I wanted to ask, what if the question was, how much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 at the end of each of the next 20 years? Well, you don't want to do 20 P of F problems, do you? Okay, so let's talk about a better way to do this, okay? A better way to do this, and let me define some new terms for you, okay, is we are going to talk about present value of an annuity. Present value of an annuity, okay? We're going to use the letter A to signify annuity, okay? A equals annuity. And what is an annuity? Well, first of all, it might have a different definition if you've taken an investment course or some other course. But annuity in this topic means a recurring cash flow of the same amount. A recurring cash flow of the same amount. So, in this one right here, what we were doing, what was the annuity? What amount was it? 1,000? Yes, A equaled $1,000 in this previous example. Okay? All right? Now, okay, P still equals the present value. I still equals the interest rate. And in that problem that we were doing, what was the interest rate? 5%. But now let's tweak N a little bit. N equals a little something different when we're talking about present value of an annuity. N equals the number of occurrences of the annuity, okay? So, for the example that we did before, this question right here, what does N equal? N equals 4, right? Because the annuity happens 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to set this problem up like this. P equals A, P slash A, I, N, okay? P equals A, P slash A, I, N. Okay, now let's resolve this same problem right here using my new way, okay? Okay, present value is what we're trying to come up with, right? You correctly said what was our annuity in this amount? $1,000. Now we're going to go to a different table that I'll show you in a second. We are going to go to a P of A, a present value of an annuity table, and we're going to look under the column of I and the row of N. Now you said correctly that the interest rate equals 5%. Is that correct? And what did you say correctly was our N? 4. So our present value in this instance, $1,000, we're going to go to the P of A table, 5%, 4. Okay? All right, well, where is that? Well, let's look again at the P of F table. Remember P of F table? Table B1 on page B10, present value of 1. Okay. If you have your book and you move it over to the right, I think, you'll see table B3. Okay? And this says present value of an annuity of 1. Just go ahead and write in your book P/A. You with me? Okay? Those are the only two tables we're going to utilize in this class. Okay? And again, this is all an introduction to time value money. All right? It's an introduction to time value money. But that's our P of A table. So going back to this problem, our present value equals our annuity of 1,000. P of A, go to the P of A table, look in the column of 5% and the row of 4. What is the value that we're going to multiply by 1,000? What'd you get? Somebody?
3.546.
3.5460. Is that correct? And it's right there, 5% 4, okay, on the P of A table, table B3, okay? Well, I can do this one in my head. 1,000 times 3.5460 equals $3,546. Now, is that what we got when we did this previously? It's close enough. Okay? It's close enough. You with me? Now, this way was a lot easier, wasn't it? Okay? Was a lot easier. Okay, questions on that? We're going to do one here in a second. Okay, what I want you to do now is let's look back at our original problem. How much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw 1,000 at the end of each of the next 4 years? Interest rate is 5%. We'll maintain that interest rate. But now I want you to do the whole thing, except I want you to not say 4 years, but rather 20 years. Okay? The next 20 years. How much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 at the end of each of the next 20 years? Interest rate equals 5%. Play that music, and we'll come back here in about, 30, 45 seconds. You folks at home do it too. Okay, let's come back to it. How much do I need to deposit today if I want to withdraw $1,000 at the end of each of the next 20 years? Well, once again, this is P equals A, P/A, I, N. We want to know present value. Our annuity is still $1,000, correct? Now we're going to go to our P of A table. Our I is 5%, and what does our N equal? 20. Okay? So P of A 5%, 20. I've memorized these tables, but I'll go ahead and let you look at them. Start memorizing this one too. I'm kidding. Okay, P of A 5%, 20. Did you get 12.4622? Times 1,000. And then that equals what? 12,000.
Scoot it up.
Thank you. $12,462.20. Is that what you got? Mm-hmm. Is that a reasonable answer?
Yeah.
I think it is. Okay. Everybody get that? Did you get that, Henry? Lindsay? Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's do another one. Okay? Let's do another one. Let's switch over to the computer real quick. And let's do this one. If I have $3,000 today, how much can I withdraw at the end of each of the next 10 years if the interest rate is 3%? Let's go ahead and play the music for about 30 seconds and let's solve for that. Okay, let's go over the answer. In this instance, we know our present value, correct? Oops, I need to switch things. In this instance, we know our present value, and that is what? $3,000. We want to know our annuity, how much we can withdraw at the end of each of the next 10 years. Okay, so we're going to go to our P of A table. Our interest rate is 3%. And our N is what? 10? Is that what you got? 3,000 equals A times, from my memory of that table, I got 8.5302. Is that what you got? 8.5302. So now I take 3,000, not multiplied by, but divided by 8.5302. And what'd you all get?
351.69.
$351.69. Did you get that?
Yep.
Everybody get that? Okay, cool. Questions on that? Okay, let's come off that for a second. Couple of things. I know in your book you've probably got 4 tables. You got table B1, B2, B3, and B4. We are only going to use tables B1 and B3 in this class. Okay? Table B1 is the P of F table, present value of 1. Table B3 is the P of A table, present value of an annuity of 1. If and when you take a corporate finance class, you will delve deeper into this subject, and you'll be glad we at least introduced it. Okay? The other thing is sometimes people say, I can't figure out which of these tables to use. Is it a P of F problem or is it a P of A problem? Okay? Well, here's what I would say. If nothing else, just make your timeline. Okay? Make your timeline. Okay? If it's like this is year 1, this is year 2, this is year 3, this is year 4. If they're talking about amount right here and they're talking about amount, you know, like way in the future, just one amount way in the future, that's a P of F problem, okay? But if instead they're talking about some amount right here, and then some amount that comes at the end of each of. Whenever you see those keywords like at the end of each of, then that is a P of A problem. Does that make sense, guys? Cool? Okay, what I want to do now is I want to start working. We won't get through the whole thing, but again, let's at least maybe get through the first couple so we can check our answers. Let me put this down. So this entire handout, front and back, there's a total of 6 questions, will be your homework. Let's go ahead and start working on this. Note that this first one actually has 2 different answers, so you need to do 2 different problems, one for each of those interest rates. So while they're playing that music, let's go ahead and work on handout number 2 for even more time value of money problems. Okay?